It's March 17th, AD 73. We visited ancient Rome to watch the Liberalia, an annual festival that celebrates the liberty of Rome citizens. We're looking in at a 17-year-old named Lucius Pulpitus Secundus. He's not from a poor family, but he lived in a region known as the Supura, a poor neighborhood in Rome, yet close to the center of the city. The tenants of the apartment are Gremlins, with both considerable rich. 5 are free ones, and the smell of egg and smoke in the morning is not uncommon. Lucius, who was at down, had family duty to perform today. His 15-year-old brother is coming of age. Half the children in ancient Rome died before they reached adulthood, so this is a particularly important milestone. Lucius watched his brother stand in his new toga before the whole shrine with its protective deity, as he placed his pillar, a protective amulet, in the shrine with a prayer obtained. The pillar has worked. It has protected him. Unlike many others, he has survived to become an elder.
At 17, Lucius has almost completed his education. He learned to speak well, make public speeches, and how to read and write both Latin and Greek. His father had told him the type of things you can learn in classroom: how to run, how to swim, and how to fight. Lucius could choose at 17 to become a military tribune and command soldier on the edge of the empire. But in other way, Lucius is still a child. He not trusted to run business deal. His father will take care of that until they 25, and that will arrange Lucius married to a girl 10 years younger. His dad has his eye on the family with a 7-year-old daughter, Beato Liberia. As Lucius lives with his family, the sharpshooter always at the population goes about his business. The streets are full of itinerant traders selling trinkets, and people bustling from place to place. Large wagons are not allowed in the city until after the night terror, but the streets are still crowded.
Fathers and sons take the kids to the Forum Augustus to see statues of Rome's famous warriors, like Aeneas, who led Rome ancestor the Trojans to Italy, and Romulus, Rome's father, and all the great generals of the Republic from more than 100 years earlier. Lovingly, we can imagine fathers and guardians with the note of their children, remembering the story of Rome's glory, and retelling the good deeds and sayings of the great men of the past, lessons on how to live well and to overcome the folly of youth. There is a sense of history in display relevant to their present. Romans made the empire without end in time and space. Rome was destined to be eternal through warfare. Wars were a fact of life even in AD 73. There were campaigns in the north of England and into Scotland, to the north of the river Danube into Romania, and on the frontier between Syria and Iraq to the east. It's now the 8th hour, time to head for the bus. Lucius and his family head up the Via Lata, the wide streets, to the campus marshes and the enormous bus of the Agrippa. The family members leave the client and frequent outside, and enter the bath with their peer group.
Baths could change from dark sunrooms to light ones. The Romans have a effective window class. Everyone moves from the cold room to the tepid room and to the very hot room. Oops! More than an hour later, the bath thoroughly massaged, oiled, and had been scrubbed down with a trickle to remove the remaining dirt. At the 9 hour, 7 hours after they left home, the men returned for a celebratory dinner. Dinner is an intimate affair, with 9 people reclining around a round table. Slaves attend to their every need. Each diners through gestures demand more food and wine. As the day closes, we can hear the rumble of gallons outside. The clients and freedmen with a myriad robbers with inferior food inside them, shuffle up to the narcotic beds before return to the apartment blocks. Back at Lucius' house, the drinking continues into the night. Lucius and his stepbrother don't look too well. A slave stand by in case either of them needs to vomit. With hindsight, we know Lucius' future. In 20 years' time, the Emperor Vespasian's youngest son, Domitian, as emperor, will enact a reign of terror. Will Lucius survive?